Episode 6 of Domino Masters is out, and once again, I had a lot of fun analyzing it. Domino Masters is a show that airs every Wednesday at 9, 8 central on Fox, but all the episodes so far can be streamed right now on Fox Now and Hulu. At this point in the season, only 8 teams have advanced to the playoff round. As a producer and consultant for this show, it was really cool to see all the techniques and ideas that show up from here. Something really cool that came with the Vegas theme, in my opinion, was that we didn't actually see a whole lot of atmosphere or artistry like in the other episodes. We saw cool new motions, simulations of casino games, and unexpected magic tricks. But you'll have to watch the episode to see all those for yourself, as we'll be talking about more building techniques today in this week's Domino Masters analysis video. The triathletes incorporate billiards into the front corner of their build in both dominoes and machines, but I'm going to talk about their billiard ball fields, because building a circular field means making a unique field starter. And a field starter is just the line technique you use to topple each line of a field. Usually it falls in a straight line, so how do you build it if the field curves? Well, usually if you trust your intuition, you can alter the straight line field starter to match the curve, but you can actually use this curved domino line to your advantage. If you slip these staggered dominoes into the right places, you can actually bypass the field starter technique entirely. It may be a bit more work, but it comes out looking much cleaner than putting diagonal dominoes behind your entire field. The triathletes did the smart thing and staggered their dominoes. If you really want to go the extra mile, you can tape all the dominoes together, though that's kinda time consuming. Runs in the family's turn. We've talked about high to low elevation change techniques before, but I'd like to talk about a special little transition you can use if you want to get from a machine on a table to a domino line on the floor. If you want to accomplish that, look no further than the V-board. You'll need some relatively large boards to make a V-board, so I guess I'll have to do without my build floor for this one. So for a V-board, you basically position 2 boards at a relative angle and a slope, and bounce a ball between them. Eventually the ball will settle at the bottom and roll down the slope. It's a good way to concentrate your action, not to mention how visual it is. You just have to be careful not to slope the V-board too much, or the ball will bounce over your target. The Dominerds finish their build with a hexagon wall. How do you build a wall shaped like that? Well, domino walls are more complicated than you think, but the shape of every wall is determined by the modules. If you have a hexagon module, you can tessellate it to make the base of a hexagon wall. If you have a square module, that obviously becomes the domino cube, and this octagon module makes what builders call an octo wall, even though the shape is just a softer cube. Obviously, the variety doesn't end there, as you can use the same hexagonal modules to make a triangle shape. All 3D structures have 2D variations, and you can also combine modules of different shapes in more freestyle structures. The Dominers aren't necessarily combining modules here, but hexagon module patterns don't always have to mean a perfectly hexagonal structure. This is still pretty cool. Finally, for the OG topplers, I'm going to talk about their magic trick. How did they get these balls to disappear and reappear like that? Well, they attached magnets inside the first ball and inside the cup so that the ball could get lifted by the cup once inside. And they had the second ball sitting on a ledge inside the other cup so it would fall off when the cups went down. Magnets are the secret weapon for this technique, and they make a lot of motions look snappy and surprising because, as demonstrated, you can hide them in a bunch of places to get the motions you want and catch your audience off guard. And there are other really cool secrets to this segment that I probably won't get into in this video because, you know what they say, a good magician should never reveal too much about another magician's tricks after they've already revealed the first part. I loved this episode once again, from the teams, to the judges, to Justin Willman. Here's a funny story. When he first showed up on set, I didn't recognize him, and I asked one of the other crew members who the guest star was. They told me Justin Willman, of course, but for some reason I heard Justin Roiland. And throughout the day, other producers were asking me who the guest star was, and I was telling them, oh, that's Justin Roiland, co-creator of Rick and Morty, voice of Earl of Lemongrab on Adventure Time, voice of Blendin' Blandin' on Gravity Falls. And then I checked the call sheet again later that day and realized I was being an idiot. So, sorry Justin Willman, we love you. Well, that's it for episode 6. Thanks so much for watching these videos as always, and I hope you'll stick around for more quarterfinals action. Things are getting exciting now, so with that, I will see you with more Domino Masters analysis next week.